So I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Al Bishop Shah, Bishop Kakadash. Give honors to the apostles of GMS, Shalom to all the faithful brothers doing this work. And Lord willing, we're gonna speak today, of the Lord's judgment, because the Lord takes pleasures in judgment. You know, uh, people think that people pretty much have the mindset that pretty much the Lord has forgotten about everybody on the earth or something like. Some people will think like that, and they think that the Lord is dealing with the wicked. And the wicked themselves think the Lord is dealing with them. They thinking that since the Lord didn't specifically did anything like return, you know what I'm saying, that they think that the Lord is dealing with them. But the Lord is really just reserving this earth for judgment. And really it's starting now. Like the scripture says, every morning the Lord bring forth a judgment, but it's gonna come to the point where there ain't gonna be no more holding back. All right, but this is Isaiah 46 and 10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. All right, and what's the counsel of the Lord? One of the main counsels of the Lord is bringing forth the kingdom of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and before that he's going to bring forth judgment. All right, and he's going to do all his pleasure, and he pleasure in righteousness. All right, so when he sees wickedness, he doesn't take pleasure in that. So he gonna take pleasure in destroying it. So let's get this real quick. This is let's see. Get put the light. This is Jeremiah 9 and 24. But let him that glorifieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me. I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith Yahweh. So that's the Lord's pleasure. All right, loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness. And he will see it. He will see to it that this earth, this whole earth, right? Every single country on this earth is gonna be in righteousness, right? The heathen, they're not gonna be perfect, but they're gonna try their best to follow the ways of Yahweh Shemel Shah. And the Israelites, we all gonna be righteous. And this whole earth is gonna be filled with the knowledge of the Lord. But before that, judgment must come. All right. Let me see. There's one scripture. Let's see if I can find it. I think it should be Sirach. Let me see. Yep. Sirach 20 and 4 says, as is the lust of the eunuch to deflower a virgin, so is he that executeth judgment with violence. All right. So that's a pleasure right there. It would be a pleasurable thing if a eunuch was able to deflower a virgin, because a eunuch, now there's two different kinds. You know what I'm saying? You got the heathen, where they would actually cut the man's, private off. And so he obviously won't be able to have sex like that no more. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, actually like you know, the right way of being the eunuch is a person that just pretty much vows not to have sex. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can imagine that. Like, especially, like, imagine if you was a eunuch and you vow not to have sex, and there's a virgin in front of you, and she with, you know what I'm saying? She wants to, be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? You trying to deal, and you know what I'm saying? And then somehow, you be able to have sex with her, then that pleasure would be, that, you can only imagine that pleasure, right? You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with the Lord doing judgment, Same thing with us, like because the Lord said He gonna use us to do His Son of His judgment too. He says by the hand of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And He said, happy shall he be that taketh their little ones and dash them against a stone. So we gonna be happy to bring forth the judgment, because Scriptures also says that this is the honor. This honor have all His saints. When it says it's going to bind His kings and nobles with chains and fetters of honor, it says this honor have all His saints. Right, so that's going to be a pleasurable, honorable. It's going to be a blessed thing that we're going to take part in that. All right. Now let me get this right quick. Let me see. Let's go to the Psalms. There's Psalms. All right. 9 and 7. But Yahweh shall endure forever. He had prepared His throne for judgment. All right. So it says, Psalms 7 and 6. Arise, O Yahweh, in thy anger, lift up thyself because of the wrath of mine enemies, and wait for me to the judgment that thou hast commanded. So the Lord already commanded this thing. The Lord already ordained a judgment, a set day to where all this shit gonna end. Like the Scripture says, His time is appointed. That His bounds are set. He cannot, so whatever day it is, the Lord already ordained it. Okay, on this specific day at this specific time, the Lord's gonna return. All right. So let me go back down here. Let me see. Psalm 33 and 5. He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of Yahweh. Yeah. So when wickedness is in, a particular part of the earth, because there's different scriptures would say you're supposed to put, certain people to death if they commit, sin worthy of death. And then what it would say after that will be, so that you will put away evil from among Israel. So when there's wickedness, the Lord is displeased, right? And he gonna punish the people for it. He might send plagues, he might make us lose in war, or whatever the case is. But then once we get rid of the problem and kill that person, whoever that's committing that adultery or homosexuality, or whatever the case is, then the evil is gonna be taken out. Then the Lord gonna be pleased with us. You know what I'm saying? And now wickedness is all throughout the whole earth. So what the Lord's gonna do, He's gonna take them out Himself. Right? And then once they took it out the way, it's only gonna be the righteous left. Only 1/3 of Israel. That's really, but if you really think about it, that's beautiful. Because right now, like I said, there's so much wickedness, so many wicked ass people. They're just talking about our people right now. There's so much wicked ass people right now, murderers, and even if they just got a they cool spirit and they just go to work and they just normal people. Either way, they wicked too. Because either way, they worship another god or they worship no god. It's just nothing but wickedness. All right, and so it's gonna be a beautiful thing when the Lord finally destroys every single wicked Israelite, and the only Israelites that's gonna be left is the righteous. That's gonna be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be no more isms and schisms amongst us no more. And then when we have the children to bring back those Israelites that got destroyed, they're gonna come back in a righteous state. And in the heathen, they're gonna be submissive unto us. So that's just a perfect world domination right there. That's gonna make everybody, righteous. And the heathen, they just gonna be submissive to us. They're gonna follow our, our command. All right, so that's beautiful. But let me see. Psalm 37 and 28. For Yahweh loveth judgment and forsaketh not His saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. That's pretty much that's the spirit right there. That pretty much just summed up what I just said. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna preserve the righteous, 1/3 of Israel, and the seed of the wicked. Whether they the wicked is Esau, Edom, but all the wicked. 2/3 of Israel. Other nations. They all gonna be cut off. All right. And if you have a righteous spirit, then what we saying, and what the scripture's saying is gonna click with you. You're gonna agree to it, because it might sound harsh to people, but it says right here, Psalm 37:30, it says, "The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment." That's what I'm talking about right now, is judgment. All right. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. You see that there's a lot of good scriptures. I might just finish this. Psalm 76 and 7. Thou art to be feared, and who may stand in thy sight when once thou art angry. It says, thou didst cause judgment to be heard from heaven. The earth feared and was still when God arose to judgment and to save all the meek of the earth. Salah. All right. So that's what we need. We need to be saved from our enemies. All right. But yeah, man. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the point. With that, we just edifying, give our praise and glory to Yahweh Shai. Bless my Father. To the to the Apostle JMS, to the brothers in this works, that I may say, Shalom.